Okay, welcome back guys. So in the last video I talked about friction in detail and what happens when the friction is applied and when you keep an object on an inclined plane and the friction is applied and what happens to the object's motion. So in this video I'll take the same example, but it's a kind of a different question, right? I'll take the same example. Right? Is 30 degrees, right? And I'll keep the same mass. Right? Say this mass is 10 kilograms, so its weight will be 10 g, and that will be acting directly downwards. To g, and if the coefficient of friction is 0.4, right, 0.4, I'm asking what is the acceleration of the object if given a force of say 150 newtons. Given a force of 150 newtons in this direction, what's the acceleration of the object? And if this force was removed after 10 seconds, after say this is at tz equals 0, if this force was removed after 10 seconds, right, how long will this object, now assume that after even 10 seconds this object will not move away from this one. So this is a very long length, this inclined length is a very long length, so that even after 10 seconds the object will not get out from this inclined plane. So even after 10 seconds, so after 10 seconds this force, I'll remove this force, and what I'm asking, the second question is how long will it take for this object to come to rest? So what is v, when v equals 0 again, what is the time, right? So those are the two questions I'm asking in this video. So to find out that, now we have to find out, the first thing is we have to find out the acceleration. So as in the last video, what we have to find out is we have to find out the frictional force acting on this object, the normal force acting on this object, the compression velocity, so the decompression of the weight in a direction that is parallel to the inclined plane and perpendicular to the inclined plane. So we have to find out those, and then we have to find out the acceleration, and the second part I will then solve after finding the acceleration. So the first thing to do is to calculate the normal force. Alright, I will draw the force, I will draw the free body diagram for this object. Now the normal force, as I mentioned in the last video, is perpendicular to the plane. It's not perpendicular to the horizontal or to the vertical, it's perpendicular to the plane, so it is acting like this. So the normal force will be like this. Right? Normal force, this is perpendicular. So the normal force is perpendicular, and we have to now decompose the weight of this object in a direction that is parallel to the inclined plane and in a direction that is perpendicular to the inclined plane. So this is 10 g. So if I extend this line, this angle will be 30 degrees, right? So the weights compression or the decomposed action or the decomposed weight in the direction that is perpendicular to the plane will be in this direction. It will be 10 g cos 30, 10 g cos 30, and parallel to the inclined plane will be 10 g sin 30 in this direction, 10 g sin 30, right? And if I put some force up the inclined plane, so this force 150 newtons is up the inclined plane, it's the frictional force, so the applied force is in this direction, applied force is in this direction, so the frictional force will be in this direction, right, so as to oppose the motion of this object. So the frictional force will be like this, F. Alright, so the frictional force will be like that. So the forces on this object will be like this. I'll draw it separately so as to verify it properly. Alright, so this is 10 g This is 10g sine 30. This is 10g sine 30. This is 10g cos 30. And this is R, right? R, and I applied a force of 150 newtons here. And the frictional force will be here, right? So these are the forces that are acting on this object. So first of all, we have to find the value of R. Now, to find the value of R, as in the last video, as I explained, what we have to do is we have to put F equals ma in a direction that is perpendicular to the plane. Alright. So I'll put F equals ma in a direction is perpendicular to the plane, like this. Right? So R is in the positive direction, it will be positive R. And 10g cos 30 will be in the negative direction, so we have to subtract that. 10g cos 30 equals the acceleration in the vertical direction, in a direction that is perpendicular to the inclined plane, will be 0, so ma is 0. So R is equal to 10g cos 30, right? R equals 10g cos 30, so g, I'll take g as 10 meters per square second, so 10g cos 30 will be 10 times 10, 100 times cos 30 is root 3 by 2, so 100 times root 3 by 2 is 50 root 3 newtons. 50 root 3 newtons. So you have been given that the coefficient of friction as 0.4. You can calculate the maximum frictional force or the limiting frictional force. So I will take F equals mu R. So mu is 0.4 and R is 50 root 3. So F for the maximum frictional force or the limiting frictional force will be 50 times 0.4, that is equal to 20. So 20 times root 3 is 34 newtons. Right? 34 newtons. So that will be the frictional force acting on this object. So when considering the object, now if I consider the object like this, so consider the object. So frictional force will be 34 newtons. We just calculated it. And the force due to the weight's decomposition in this direction will be 10g sine 30. So I took g as 10, so 10g sine 30 will be 100 sine 30, which is 50. So it will be 50. And the force applied is 150 newtons. That has been given at the beginning. 150 newtons. So the total force down the inclined plane. So the total force down the inclined plane is 84 newtons and the total force up the inclined plane is 150 newtons. So the total net force will be 150 minus 84. So 150 minus 84 is equal to 66 newtons. So that will be acting up the inclined plane parallelly to the inclined direction. So this will be 66 newtons. Right? 66 newtons. So if I put F equals ma to this object, F equals ma to the object up the inclined plane, right, up the inclined plane, so the total force will be, net force will be 66 newtons, mass has been given as 10 and the acceleration is A is equal to 6.6 meters per square second. So the acceleration of the object, the net acceleration of the object is 6.6 meters per square second. So that's the first part. So the next part is asking, what is the if you keep this force for 10 seconds and if you remove this force, so how long will the object take to come to rest? So that's the second part. So to find the second part, you need the value of A. Alright. So these are the values you got from the last calculation. A is equal to 6.6, U is equal to 0, and T is equal to 10. Right? A is equal to 6.6, U equal to 0, T equal to 10. Right? So considering the object, now I will only draw the net force and the net acceleration on the object, which is on the inclined plane. So this angle will be 30 degrees. This is the object. And the total force was 66 newtons. We calculated that. 66 newtons. Right? and this is u equals 0 at t equals 0. So what actually happens is, now after 10 seconds, now this object has an acceleration of 6.6, right? Acceleration of 6.6, right, meters per square second. What actually happens is that after 10 seconds, this object will have an acceleration because it is initially at rest. Due to the acceleration, it will have some velocity, as well as it will displace into some distance, right? Say this is the initial position, right? It will displace to somewhere here, right? Considering that the total displacement doesn't make this object to go out of the inclined plane. So the object have some displacement after 10 seconds. Okay, so that is it. So after 10 seconds, so if you were to remove the force, we have to first calculate the velocity of the object at that moment. So then we can find the velocity, and then we can find how long it will take to come to rest. So what you can do is I put v equals u plus at parallel to the inclined plane, right? V equals u plus at parallel to the inclined plane, up the inclined plane actually. So if I take the final velocity to be v, initial velocity is 0, so v equals 80, so a has been given as 6.6 times, if time is 10, v equals 66 meters per second. So after 10 seconds, the object will have 66 meters per second, a velocity of 66 meters per second, and that is up the inclined plane. So the direction will be still up the inclined plane. Alright. So we don't need to calculate the displacement, because to find the final velocity, actually we don't need the displacement. We have been given that the final velocity is 0. So considering the object's motion after removing the force, the initial velocity of the object will be equal to 66, which is this one, and the final velocity has been given, the object has been given to be stationary after some time. So the final velocity v equals 0. So if you can find the acceleration of this object, you can find the time taken by the object. So you can put v equals u plus at to the object after removing the force, and then find the time. So if you already have v and u, so to find t you need the value of a. Alright, so the acceleration at that moment is not 6.6, because the total force on that instance is not 66 Newton, because some force of this object is removed. Alright, so we have to calculate the acceleration. So the next part of this problem, next part of the solution is to calculate the net acceleration after removing the 150 Newton applied force. Alright, so let's calculate it. So if we take the same inclined plane, 30 degrees here, right, 30 degrees here. So if I keep the object like this, from the last calculation I know that from the last calculation I can say that the total frictional force acting on this object, right? Total frictional force that is acting on this object is, we calculated it as 34 newtons. And the total weights decomposition along the inclined plane was 50 newtons. And after 10 seconds, the force that was acting 150 newtons was removed. So these are the only two forces that are acting on this object. So the total force in this direction will be 84 newtons, and the total force in the upward direction will be 0. So the total net force acting on this object will be 84 newtons downwards. So the total net force is downward, means the object is decelerating. So if you can put F equals ma, if you put F equals ma, right, you have to put down the inclined plane. So this is 30 degrees. So the total force is 84 newtons, right? And the mass has been given as 10, and the acceleration is a. So a is equal to 8.4 meters per second, meters per square second, right? 8.4 meters per square second, but that is downwards, right? That is downwards now. It should be minus if you are putting upwards. That is downwards. So a upwards is minus 8.4, because you know that for any vector, if you change the direction, you should put a minus sign before its magnitude. Alright. So a is equal to minus 8.4 up the inclined plane. Now what we need is a time. Alright. So simply we can put v equals ut up the inclined plane now. V equals u plus at, right? V equals u plus at So the final velocity is 0 because the object has been given that it becomes stationary after some time. So the final velocity is 0. Initial velocity we found it. So the initial velocity of the object is 66 meters per second. 66 meters per second. And the acceleration is minus 8.4 times time t. So we have to find t. So we can take this part here. So 8.4 times t will be equal to 66. So t will be equal to 66 divided by 8.4 seconds. So I will not solve this 66 divided by 8.4. So we can solve this now. It will be about 8.5 17. That will be 132. It will be 51, 102, 6, 19. Yeah, it will be close to, I think, 7 point something, right? 7 point something. I don't know the precise value. Between 7 and 8, right? Between 7 and 8 seconds. So the actual time is like this. You have to find what you have to find. This another simple calculation of using frictional forces on the motion of an object on an inclined plane. So from the next video, now I have been talking all these theories and the examples based on the assumptions that this object is only a single object. Now what happens if there are two objects on an inclined plane or horizontal plane or anything, right? When there are two objects. So in the next video I will be talking about the effect of frictional force and the other things when there are two objects on some plane, right? So I hope so that you gained a lot of information and stuff from this video. So thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video.